Our culture says, screw process. I want instant gratification. But here's a fact, and young guys, listen to me. If you fall in love with the process, then eventually, Ogie, the process will love you back. But see, here's what's crazy about that. You don't know when it's going to love you back. Okay? All you have to do is you got to be prepared for your opportunity when it's ready to love you back. Now think about that, because that's powerful.
Thank you, Matt Campbell, for that lovely introduction, and I encourage you to please ignore my terrible mic quality. What a long, strange trip it has been for Joel Embiid on the Philadelphia 76ers. Plenty of ups, plenty of injury-riddled downs, but never once a dull moment. You know, on this channel, I often make NBA comparisons to that of the world of mixed martial arts. Most of the time forced and just for the fun of it, but this one actually seemed fitting. As long as you can put the past weekend's events out of your mind and ignore the terrible timing of it. And that is, of course, the comparison to one Conor McGregor. Now, I encourage you for this reference to think back to McGregor's run through the featherweight division, capped off with a 13-second KO over 10-year unbeaten Jose Aldo. And not his last fight on Fight Island against Lafayette's own Dustin Poirier. I had a friend in the past few years say to me the NBA doesn't really have anyone like McGregor right now. And what he meant was, love him or hate him, McGregor transcends the sport of mixed martial arts, not only with his elite skill set, but also with his incredible wit, showmanship, trash talking, and overall debauchery in the build-up to the fight. The NBA has a handful of players at the very top that of course transcend the sport for their skill, but there's nobody at the top that is a provocateur. Everyone is pretty vanilla. There are no more Shaqs, there are no Ric Flairs, and I just pointed out, hey, that's Joel Embiid if he can manage to win an MVP or a title. But when you are that type of character in sports, larger than life with a dominant personality, just as quickly as they can build you up, they can damn sure tear you down. After another disappointing season last year for the Philadelphia 76ers, every stone in terms of criticism towards Joel Embiid was unturned. His weight, his conditioning, his commitment to the sport, his relationship with his fellow players and the coaches, and above all, his overall talent level and where he fit into the ever-improving NBA landscape. And furthermore, all that criticism was compounded by the fact that other elite big men in Nikola Jokic and Bam Adebayo had deep, impressive playoff runs in the postseason in the bubble. But you can't break this man. Despite all the criticism from the national media, Embiid stayed true, saying that he wanted to play in Philadelphia for the rest of his life, and he wanted to, quote, reward the fans for the trust they've had in the process, that of course being leading to an NBA title. But the outlook on the Sixers remained dismal heading into this year. After a terrible 2019-2020 season that wasn't even a shit show, because at least you're getting a show out of it, and wasn't even like watching a car crash, because at least people slow down to look at that. The Sixers front office did the absolute best they could in terms of moving and changing the right pieces in and out and putting the right pieces in. That, of course, to complement the stars in Joel Embiid and Ben Simmons, but the Sixers were still an afterthought in the NBA. Surely, someone who had just started playing basketball at the over-the-hill age of 15 couldn't turn the Sixers around while also becoming an MVP frontrunner in the process. But that is the exact reality right now in the year of 2020, our Lord AD. Because if he isn't your MVP frontrunner right now, he's got to be in at least your top 2 or 3, and if not, you're just a heretic. And I don't mean that in a good way like I do for Jan Hus. Let's look at the case for Joel Embiid to win the MVP award and how he's turned all the negatives into overwhelming positives this year. Currently, Embiid is 4th. That is 4th in the NBA in points, behind only the sharpshooting Damian Lillard, Kevin Durant, and Bradley Beal. 28.3 points is a career high for him these days, and he gets his points from everywhere these days in the versatile offense that is the Philadelphia 76ers. Of course, as a big man, he will score in the paint, currently shooting 69.9 nice within 5 feet, but his range has gotten even more better than last year. From 15 to 19 feet, he is shooting 55.3%. That is currently better than the percentages that LeBron, Kevin Durant, and Damian Lillard all have from that same distance. And from 20 to 24 feet, he is shooting 69.2%. For that metric, Embiid is out shooting LeBron, Lillard, KD, and Beal, albeit on about a third of their shots, but still, that is damn impressive. His three-point percentage right now is as good as it's ever been, a 40.4% on 2.9 attempts per game, something that is still extremely rare for a big man in today's game. His 2.9 3-point attempts per game are a career low for him, which is an important stat because it speaks to the overall state of the team. Joel doesn't have to force 3-pointers anymore when the offense is stagnant and that is their only option. He is taking less threes, but he's taking more that are actually just better looks. The addition of Seth Curry and Danny Green have greatly improved the spacing on the court, which has allowed Embiid to unlock his true potential of becoming an elite playmaker. As a big man, let's be real, his play isn't going to be sustainable forever. So you get pissed off when you wonder why the front office wasted a year of his prime road jamming this offense by acquiring Al Horford. But the past is the past, it's time to move on. But wait, there's more to this case as to why he should win the MVP. His ability to read and split the double team has probably, in my mind, been his biggest improvement this year. In years past, especially last year, you could see the double team for Embiid coming from a mile away and eventually leading to a turnover. This year, Embiid is recognizing it well and often splits it or is able to find the open man. That speaks to Embiid's improvement as well as the offense being overall more purposeful. Last year with no spacing at all in the Sixers, it was basically, okay Embiid, try and do your thing because nothing else is happening right now offensively. Oh no, the double team is coming. Oh no, he turned it over. Oh no, the Sixers suck. But not this year, it has improved tenfold. And wait, there is even more. Everybody praises Trae Young and James Harden for their ability to draw fouls and get to the free throw line, and rightfully so, they are great at that. But this year, flat out, Joel Embiid is just the best in the NBA at drawing fouls. He is averaging 11.3 attempts from the line per game, ahead of Trae Young, ahead of James Harden, ahead of Giannis, ahead of Ryan Hollins, ahead of everyone in the league right now because he is leading in free throw attempts per game. He's shooting 84% from the line right now, including 16 in a row last night, which speaks to the versatility of his game. He can score from everywhere. Last night he was struggling in the first half shooting, but not from the line. He was drawing fouls and making offense in another way. And we haven't even talked about his defense yet. And he's one of the best defenders in the game right now, in all of the NBA. 11.1 rebounds per game, 1.3 blocks, and a career high in steals per game. 1.2 cheeky steals per game. He even blocked LeBron 2 nights ago. His defensive instincts just continue to sharpen. Embiid also leads the league in the player efficiency rating, meaning he is the most efficient player in the league right now. According to 538, he's third in the NBA in total Raptor and fifth in defensive Raptor, whatever the fuck that means. Do you know? I don't. Now, everyone also says that the MVP is a team award. How valuable are you to that team? And Embiid right now couldn't be more valuable to his team as the Sixers are in first place in the East, and in the 4 games he has sat out, the Sixers have lost every single one of them, and they look clueless. They look a mess without him. It's a total shit show disaster when Embiid is not on the court for the Philadelphia 76ers. With him, though, they have the best record in the entire Eastern Conference. But I feel like there's something missing for an MVP comparison to Joel Embiid. It seems like whenever someone starts to take the lead in the MVP race, players, media, fans, etc., well, they start to complain about your play style or how you get all the calls. But that hasn't really happened yet. Oh, thank God for Marcus Smart. Flop God Marcus Smart fulfilling the complaint prophecy, and even other NBA MVP candidates are getting nervous about Embiid's rise. LeBron James actually shoved him the other day in a very dangerous play. So as I slow this down, you actually can see what LeBron says. I don't know if you can make it out, but I'm a pretty good lip reader. So LeBron actually said to Embiid in midair something along the lines of, I'm shoving you to the ground on purpose so you can get hurt, derail your career, and you won't be winning the MVP this year, motherfucker. But obviously LeBron, it didn't work because Embiid came back, and then he came back the next game, and then he's going to keep coming back, and he's going to keep coming back as he keeps building his case for MVP. So let's review. The case is this. As a big man, he is 4th in points per game, 1st in player efficiency rating, 1st in free throw attempts, one of the best, if not the best defenders in the NBA, 7th in rebounds, and the heart and soul of a team that is currently 1st in the East. He's in the best shape of his life, and as the Queen Doris Burke said, he's having fun again, and he is well on his way. I would like to thank you all for watching. That is the case. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you so feel. Check out the website, and thank you so much. Have a great rest of your day.
I hurt my back. My back is broken. Sorry, I was trying to make